Right guys, good morning and welcome back to another edition, finally, of Thai Talk with Dan, the channel where we share about your Thailand stories and what you guys have been getting up to with these Thai women, normally here in Thailand. Now to kick off, we've got two stories. One is short, one is long. So let's begin about a bar girl. Hi Dan, Gary here had 2 weeks in Pattaya and fell for a bar girl of which I paid her and bar fined her to spend 12 days with her. We get on really well, at least I thought, and then money gets mentioned, marriage gets mentioned, and she even states, I come to live in England with you. Now maybe I am vulnerable at 60 years old, as she is only 32, and it's hard not to give her money as she has packed her bar job in, but asks for money for food, and I have given her £280 so far, as she has to eat, and also pay for her room. And now she's asking for £65 for a loan that she has to pay from her ex, who put a loan in her name for a car, and she still has 3 years to pay for it. Do I walk away? Is this another scam? How can I check she's not asking other people for money? And when I go back on the 6th of August, I was going to get engaged, but I put marriage on hold for another year. I'm trying to wake up and say to myself, Gary, you hardly know this woman, and I think she's still selling her body, as she doesn't answer the phone now. And when I mention it, she's suicidal, crying on WhatsApp. What do I do? Right, Gary, I'm going to keep this short and sweet, but you run, you block, and you never go anywhere near wherever you met this woman. This is the same MO across the board with a lot of different bar girls, and even ones that are not bar girls, that are poor women that have found a foreigner off a dating app, for example. They will blow you up with money demands and lots of different stories, and they will play on your emotions and make you feel guilty. Once they know that you love them or you are so addicted to the aerobics and you can't get enough, that's when they'll start turning the screw and trying to get as much money out of you as possible. They never do it the direct way. They will normally tell you stories of woe and problems that are not their fault, because nothing is ever their fault. And please help me if you love me. Of course, they will talk about marriage because they can get a big pot of gold for a sin sod or a dowry from you. You're a lot older, almost twice her age. And that's why they get with a lot older men, because it's easier to manipulate you through the aerobics and the love bombing. And it's never, ever going to stop. And it's always going to get worse and worse and worse. So your only option is to block and run. Right guys, if you want to let Gary know your experiences, please put it down in the comments and help him out. And then let's swiftly move on to our next big story. Hey Dan, love your channel. You are doing God's work in saving the uninitiated from potential harm. If they don't listen and learn, then that is on them. God knows how many times you have to listen to the same story before the bleeding obvious finally sinks in. Now, I'm an American whose first experience in Thailand was in 1985. Stories of Thai weed, magic mushroom omelettes, beautiful beaches, sexy women, and a giant party were circulating around the yacht scene in Fiji and New Zealand back then, which I was on. After graduating from UC Berkeley, I met a high school friend who was sailing with his dad around the world on a 54-foot ketch. This is in Suva, Fiji. Sailing with them from there through the Fijian Islands to the Bay of Islands in New Zealand. Along the way, a number of the miscreant yachties we met, people who hitched rides on yachts around the South Pacific, some of them hardcore travellers, others real lowlives. And the yacht owners themselves kept mentioning this magical country that people rarely discussed back in America as a destination for tourists or travellers. Thailand. Back then, everyone seemed to gravitate to Europe as a knee-jerk. The stories seemed too good to be true. Super cheap accommodation and gourmet food on pristine beaches with a party scene that had to be experienced to be believed. Koh Samui got special mention in that regard. It sounded like some kind of shambhala to a seasick college grad who was tired of looking at open water and holding watches at midnight to 6 a.m. on the boat. The idea that you could get a magic mushroom omelette at a beach guest house was way too much to believe. Now, mind you, I am 6'3", athletic, and fairly handsome. So, the aerobics tour thing was a curiosity, but not the initial main attraction for me. I did okay with good-looking women at UC Berkeley back in college. This is an ever-increasing hostile feminist environment. Really, the beginning of the end for the old days where women used to be boy crazy and were morphing into the insane feminist witches that would haunt most of my adulthood in America. Now, after hitchhiking around New Zealand for 3 months and working in Australia for the next 6 months, I made my way to Singapore, which was really boring back then. Probably still is now. And I never went back there. I hit Tioman Island in Malaysia and then hitchhiked up the east coast of Malaysia with a Chinese salesman who wanted to practice his English. This was not that outrageous of a backstory for 1985. Things were so much better back then, which I will riff on more. And I'm glad I had my fun back then. Now, I finally made it up to Hat Yai after crossing the border. Wandering around Hat Yai, a Thai university student rode straight up to me on a motorbike and invited me to jump on the back and debate him and his friends about capitalism at his university. Seriously, there was a strong communist push in the South back then with a Thai cult figure like a Che Guevara. I bring this up only to illustrate how wide open and cool the Thais used to be, how curious they were about foreigners back then. I sat in an open-air food court at the university having a serious discussion with these students and then got dropped off back at my hotel. I loved it. Thailand was magic. More crazy happened in Hat Yai, i.e. ended drunk and high with a bunch of Thais doing Thai dances to Thai music all night, passed out on their floor, and then was handed a bowl of rice for breakfast. This before I shipped up to Surat Thani to jump off to Koh Samui. Koh Samui in 1985 was paradise. Underdeveloped, huge party scene at both Lamai and Chawang beaches, amazing seafood, and some very hot women. Now, I need to stop the story here and riff on why Thailand had this mystique that it doesn't deserve anymore. Every Thai back then was a serious Buddhist. I mean, everyone, even the scam artists, were Buddhists. And the country was very grateful to the Americans for saving Buddhism from the Vietnamese communist hordes in the Vietnam War. So for the first time ever traveling as an American, I felt welcome. This was after getting into fist fights on the South Island of New Zealand with a bunch of redneck mother who hated Americans because of the atomic submarines visiting the island as part of the ANZUS Treaty. The Australians were a bit better, but there was still some shoving matches at the pub. The Thais were way different. The Thai women, the best women there in the Farang scene, were looking to score a foreign husband to move up in life, and actually could fall in love with you back then. I am dead serious about this. They did not want to keep partying forever until they were 50 and only fit to be bar girls in Udon Thani. I had serious Thai girlfriends back in 1985, 1993 and 2002, where I stayed there on long trips. And 2 of them I thought might be the one. Now, guys back home used to ask me about my supposed new Asian fetish. My reply was a question. You ever get aroused looking at a dude? Their response, hey man, F you. I'm not gay. My response, after being with a Thai woman, all the American women look like dudes. Thai women were so feminine back then. That femininity used to hypnotize me. The over-the-top love bombing the Thais do now had its origins from when the Thai women actually could fall for you. Hearing a beautiful Thai woman say rak kun tilak softly and sincerely to you while you laid in bed with her could actually mean something back then. Sure, there were plenty of women who had their sights on a loser's money, but if you were well put together, they would fall for you. That phenomena died back after my trip in 2002 for me, the last time I seriously got connected with a Thai girlfriend. Anyway, I started banging some of the Thai women on Koh Samui at Lamai Beach back in 1985. The rules were similar. You did pay them for staying with you, but back then they would actually wash your clothes and cook for you, some even messaging you. When the first women I shacked up with did this, my jaw hit the ground. I had never experienced anything like that back in California. The dude did everything for the chick and she still was ungrateful. There was not even a trace of the feminist poison in the Thai women that had ruined the California model. And how could you not love that? Now, the first trip was a wild 6 months in Thailand that took me all the way to the Golden Triangle, where I smoked, I can't really say this, with a Karen tribe chief of police, and then back down to Phuket and Hat Yai after long stints in Chiang Mai and Bangkok. I was blown away by Thailand and didn't really want to leave, but was running out of money. I did have an opportunity to teach English on Phuket for money, but was too stupid to see the future clearly. Yeah, idiot that I am. I wanted to get back to my family and life in the USA after being gone for over a year, and I regret that move. Now, I do have more to share, as I made other trips back to Thailand in 1993, 2002, 2006, 2012, and 2023. So I have seen the steady decay. My point here is the mystique that Thailand no longer deserves is based in an ancient myth that Thai women could actually fall in love with you and be good wives. I had seen it on the first trip with some expats who were usually Vietnam vet expats who moved there after the war and married. Most were doing skilled labour in petroleum and the like. All of them had said F off to the USA and all of the bland American culture. But what they all had in common as anchors was that their wives were all devout Buddhists. And this is not the case anymore, not even close. On a Saturday, back in 1985, everyone went to the temple. There were monks everywhere. Lines of them doing the rounds for alms in the morning daily. Now the shopping mall with aircon is the new temple where the Thais tend to go now on Saturday. The real temple, an afterthought unless they want to change their look in business or look pious. The monks' behaviour these days is a whole other sad story. I am sure that there are still some serious Buddhist Thais, but the younger generations don't look it to me. So, when some newbie hits Thailand and falls into the trap of thinking that Thai women might provide some kind of real relief from the Western feminist horror that has systematically emasculated the men, there must be some kind of lingering cultural DNA still in the air that convinces them that the Thai chick in front of him is cut from that old cloth. They are not. They're typically greedy little bees now, without much substance, who have been weaned to be retarded via the cell phones. I wouldn't even think of hanging out with a Thai chick long term, seriously now. My trips in 2006 and 2012 taught me that wasn't really a possibility anymore. I don't want them other than to have a little fun and be on my way. The best advice in Thailand is that when it comes to women and real estate, it is far better to rent than own. Now, don't let that trace DNA that is lingering in the air fool you. The women now are a different breed, slightly better to what you get back home, but equally as avaricious and ruthless as the bees you deal with back in your own home country. Now, I can detail more of my adventures in Thailand to document the slow decline up to the smartphone hijacking everyone's brain. But we'll leave off here before I put anyone to sleep with all of this old guy BS. But I think I made my point. Now, with all this being said, Thailand is still my first choice when it comes to travel, but my vision of it has changed dramatically over the years. If you pare down your expectations to what is real and true, you can still have a blast. You can use my first name in recounting this, Daniel, but nothing beyond that, please. Feel free to correct any errors in grammar, etc. to make this more readable for the viewers. I applaud your efforts, Dan, and I hope that this offers a new prism to view the situation through. Best wishes, Daniel. Right, guys, so let us know what you think of this story. There's a lot of guys that watch this channel that have been coming to Thailand for a hell of a long time. And there are a lot of guys with good Thai wives. And I think this guy has explained it very well, why they did get good Thai wives back then and why they still have them to this day. And everything is working out A-OK. And they can't get their head around why things are so bad now. There has been a lot of changes over the years, and unfortunately, foreigners are not looked at in the same view as they was back in the day. And this has caused a lot of problems to a lot of men, and why we get a hell of a lot of horror stories, especially over the past few years. Now, if you want to share your story either down in the comments or send me an email and we can share your story to all the viewers, then get your emails sent in to thaitalkwithdan@gmail.com and I will share it on the channel. Apart from that, guys, I know I've been offline for a few weeks. I'm going to explain the reasons why, but I'm not going to go into crazy details, guys, because I've had enough. And I'm having to have a bit of a battle now because I've not been able to see my son, and I'm going to have to go through the courts. And there's so much evidence. I've got so much history from everything that's happened over the past few years. I'm accumulating all of that data in order to fight in family court and get to see and help my son grow up either here in Thailand or hopefully back home in the UK. But also that country needs to fix itself first. Apart from that, guys, look after yourselves, take care, and ciao for now.